Hi, everybody. My name is Arturo Weiss, and I have a question for you. Does another name ring a bell? Specifically, Richard Branson. If it does, maybe other names come up like Virgin Atlantic Airlines. Maybe many years ago, if you're around to remember this, the Virgin record label. You see, this famous entrepreneur, Sir Richard Branson, is known for creating a numerous amount of companies under the Virgin brand. Some have been around for a while, some not so much. One of the ones that really come to mind for me, and the purpose I'm going to share something with you in a moment, is Virgin Galactic. In 2004, he started this company with the purpose of allowing people to, well, travel to space as a tourist. Yeah, he basically, in my opinion anyways, really got the ball moving forward in the world of space tourism. Now, of course, there are other companies out there doing that today, but Sir Richard was really on the frontier in terms of planning that kind of opportunity for people, in my opinion anyways. Back then, I had a chance to spend a few moments with Sir Richard. What a joy that was to meet him and interview him when he launched this company. Launched in terms of announcement. He hadn't launched anything into space yet. But what he did is spend a few moments with me to talk about why he was doing that and what is it about aviation that really attracts him to this world of flight. So tell you what, let's relive that interview together. I haven't seen this one in a while, so I'm bringing it out of the vault, so to speak, so I can share it with you. Let's watch this together, and then we'll touch base in a couple of minutes. Enjoy.
Sir Richard Branson made history during AirVenture 2005, unveiling his latest plans to provide civilian space travel via his space tourism company, Virgin Galactic. Arturo Weiss asked Sir Richard about his vision of space travel and his own life experiences, which led him to revolutionize the aerospace industry.
Sir Richard, you made several announcements this week that, if you pardon the pun, are truly out of this world. Why have you chosen to enter an industry that until now has been the domain of the federal government?
Well, I mean, NASA have done wonderful things in space exploration, but what they haven't really considered is the fact that us human beings would actually like to go up there ourselves. And, you know, we believe that Virgin Galactic can build spacecraft which will enable you, me, our children, our grandchildren to experience space. And that's something which the federal government have never really considered.
Now, it's made clear at Monday's press conference that this will not be an airline operation. Nevertheless, what synergy do you see between the airline industry and civilian space travel?
Well, I mean, I think that you know, the Virgin Atlantic have a lot of experience in, you know, in marketing and, you know, in promoting to the public, and therefore, you know, Virgin Galactic, I think, is run by a company that will be able to find the people to, you know, persuade the people to come and fly us, and that's important, because without the people, you know, there is no space company. Equally, I think that, you know, when you're building new technology and you know, which is going, you know, 3 or 4 times the speed of sound, there could one day be a situation where the technology that we're developing enables people, say, to go, you know, Los Angeles to you know, to London in half an hour. You know, that's, you know, that it's something which, you know, which could be something of the future. But our main thrust at the moment is to offer incredible suborbital space flights, then move on to, you know, orbital space flights, then move on to, you know, hotels in space and a hotel on the moon, and go from there.
You've made it clear that you eventually want to attract the general public to fly. If I remember correctly, about 80% of the population would fit the requirements for suborbital flight. Obviously, economies of scale is a major factor when launching a new business venture. How are you going to try to work the pricing so eventually it will be attractive to the general population?
Well, initially it's not going to be cheap. I mean, it's going to cost just under $200,000 to fly on Virgin Galactic and experience space. You become an astronaut, you experience weightlessness, you see that the Earth is round, you just have the most incredible experience of your life. Because we've got quite a lot of people signing up at that price, we think that after a few years we'll be able to start bringing that price down. And as we build more and more spaceships, you know, we think that the price can come down and down. When you take normal aviation travel in the 1920s, it was something like 20 or 30 times more expensive than it is today. And we hope that space travel will be the same thing.
Finally, you obviously have a passion for flight. What attracted you to the world of aviation in the first place?
I think the very first thing that attracted me to the world of aviation was I knew a man called Douglas Bader. There was a wonderful film made of him called Reach for the Sky. He went to the war with two tin legs. He'd lost both his legs and was a Spitfire pilot. He was actually shot down, and the Germans took his legs away because he kept on escaping. But I used to sit and talk with him as a child. My mother was a stewardess, in the days when you had to have oxygen masks on when you crossed high mountains. But I learned to fly balloons and have done some wonderful. Was the first to cross the Atlantic in a balloon, the first to cross the Pacific in a balloon, and it was just magnificent journeys. And I personally would love to go to space. I think it's great to sort of create businesses which you personally would want to get involved with.
It's obviously opened a new door to an era of another stage in aviation, aerospace. So we look forward to the news to come, and I'm sure you'll be announcing a lot of other things here the next few days and years to come. So much success with your project. We look forward to following you along as Virgin Galactic expands.
Thanks a lot.
So there you go. Many years ago, 2004, in fact, that's when I interviewed Sir Richard. What a awesome opportunity it was to spend a few moments with him. A guy that really impressed me. He's a successful businessman, not because he's perfect. He's made a lot of mistakes along the way, but those failures, as some people refer to them, were really opportunities for him to convert into lessons. And that's one thing that I enjoy about Sir Richard. In a certain way, he's a model for me in the business world. Again, not perfect, but always moving forward. And forward is not always straight, my friends. That's a metaphor, and that's a phrase that I live my life with. Forward, it's not always straight, but there's progress. And Sir Richard is an example of that. Who is someone in your life that you might want to model? Not only in the business world, but could be in your personal life. It could be maybe somebody famous like Sir Richard, but it could be just someone that you know that's not famous, but they mean the world to you. And what they say helps you move forward. Maybe not always straight. Think about that person. And that's why I'm sharing this video today. Yeah, to show you an interview that I had with Sir Richard, but also to leave you with this homework. To think about somebody that you can talk to now, or maybe no longer with you in your life, but has impacted you to move forward. Until next time, my friends, this is Arturo Wise. Take care.